working through, but these are making progress, I can assure you. The one cool thing about the audio box is it will include a LiPo with LCD screen built into it. So when we offered this kit, we wanted it to be more than just the LiPo, but also to have a screen built into it. 18R2, LiPo, and what's great about the 18R2 is that LiPo kit acts as the primary power source, but it still supports AA batteries. So in the event that there was an issue with the LiPo, it will default back up to those AA's. So you can always kind of keep them in there, it won't draw power from them unless needed. So it's kind of a nice little power backup to the system. So this is another really cool thing. So this is actually a render, and we've actually completed the design of this. In the future, you're gonna see us start to provide kind of a pro line offering, right? So you look at Cobra today and it's a great product for what it does, but we want to also offer some options that are a little bit more in the rugged sense of the 6M, right? Aluminum housing, more waterproof designs, just feels a little bit more rugged. Certainly a smaller minor upgrade within the price, so they're gonna cost a little bit more. But for that price, you're feeling like you're getting something that you can beat up a little bit more. So these types of Pro Line offers are gonna have standard aluminum design. No cases or boots required, right? So you can just go out there and just drop this in the field in the unit, not have to worry about a case or a boot. Again, connection agnostic designs. If you think about Cobra from the beginning, it was like, well, what's Cobra? Well, it's an 18Q system with these little sprinkle terminals, right? We're trying to move out of that mold, so we support slats, quick plugs, onboard terminals, varying sizes. Again, connection agnostic, so you can take any unit and decide what's the best type of connection for yourself as an individual or a company. Standard LCD display. I love 7-segment displays, but I think we're trying to move more towards LCD displays. You have more persistent information that's displayed on the actual unit, so you don't have to turn it off, turn it on, and watch it go through a boot up cycle to see that information. And again, standard LiPo batteries within our units, which is nice for rechargeable capabilities. And again, rugged look, feel, and operation. So when you really hold this thing as a company, you feel like this thing's gonna last quite a long time. Couple other notable future improvements that we're working on. DMX will be interesting. Once we release 6.0, we're gonna start carrying feedback. I've got a whole variety of ideas on how we want to implement this. 6.0 refiring and variable pulse times was basically half of this project. DMX is simply the protocol coming out of the unit, but the refiring was a huge fundamental core change that needed to get in place before we can actually support DMX. We also wanted to support FSK. FSK is obviously another popular timecode input feed. The other benefit of FSK is it actually can be transmitted wirelessly via like a MARTI system, whereas SMPTE has a disadvantage of not being able to support that, even though SMPTE could be argued as a more popular timecode feed over FSK. Enhanced control panel features, things like editing your show, being able to make real-time changes to your show directly from the control panel. Having auto-populated field maps, for example, coming from Finale. When it comes in, your field map is automatically populated for you. The Cobra portal, this is another project that we've actually begun and have some of the foundational parts in place for, where the idea that the control panel is actually logging every interaction that's taking place. So no matter all the information about your modules, the script, how long your show was, what buttons did you press, when did you arm it, what was the continuity, what was the signal strength, what was the battery life, all of this information about your show is logged. And when that control panel gets in front of a Wi-Fi connection that is connected to, all that information goes up on our server, right? So you can then go into an online interface and you can see exactly what happens. So troubleshooting for your own purposes, or if you have a client that said, hey, you gave us a 10-minute show, but you promised us a 12-minute show, well, we have the data to prove that it was a 12-minute show, or not. Maybe it was something that the operator did. So that's also a very valuable tool that allows you guys to gain insight, as well as us. If we're trying to help you guys with something, we're trying to figure out what took place. Show on the go is another really cool feature, and I'll try not to get too much into it, but the 30-second version of it is imagine for shows that are kind of fire at will, right? Where you show up with a truck, you've got a bunch of product in there, you have an operator, he's got to drop all that product into the racks, throw down a couple cakes. The client wants an 8-minute show, and what show on the go is basically you're telling the control panel exactly what product is where. And then you actually have a show strategy design that you can build outside of that will actually build that show automatically. So if you want to have a linear progression of your calibers, or maybe you want it to kind of not go pure linear and just kind of bounce forward, bounce back, so it's 3 3-inch shells, a 4-inch shell, 2 3 inches, 2 4 inches, and have it kind of work its way up. Maybe you have 2 different Kate sections, you have a false finale, a finale. So the ability for you to create a show strategy, so all the operator is doing is putting in that information into the control panel. It's building that show, perfect every time. It'll last exactly the right amount of time for the client. He doesn't have to worry about, or he or she doesn't have to worry about their cadence, and it just allows for more consistency, ease of use. So that's actually a project that we've already begun as well within the control panel, which is pretty cool. 18R3, we're also, this kind of falls, we're not sure what this is going to be called, but this falls within kind of the pro line offering. So the idea is to build kind of a single aluminum housed, all-in-one, built-in, kind of like the control panel, but with a smaller screen with the same functions, but with the audio box built into it, with nice professional rugged connectors. And so that's, again, something in the future that we're going to continue to work on. And this is another really cool project. This is actually quite underway right now. It's a fully integrated audio playing app. So the ability for you to actually have your audio stream to anyone's phone. So if you have a show and if you're a backyard individual and you don't have $4,000 to spend on your, check time, $4,000 to spend on a sound system or whatever that costs, have your guys come over, put their earbuds in, they can listen to the show, and it gets played directly from this app, which is integrated into Cobra. Or if it's a large-scale show, and something where you're in a large city and not everyone has the ability to hear that audio, or if it's in a large field and people are sitting in their car, have them just, again, pull up the app, connect it to Bluetooth into their car, to their home sound system, and that'll play in perfect synchronization to the show. So that's a project that I've actually been working on for a little over a year. It continues to move forward a little bit every day, and it's coming together quite nicely. Cool, so that was basically all the main items that I have for kind of current